Welcome back everyone, Mariah Monetize here, and in today's video I am going to be going over my current thoughts and any updates that we are seeing when it comes to Celsius Network. So it has already been some time since we have not been able to withdraw our funds, which is a very unfortunate situation. As I've mentioned before, I still have funds sitting on the platform that I have zero access to. So I'm just going to be going over what we know thus far, what the sentiment is across the board, and what I personally believe is a likely outcome when it comes to this entire situation. So if you are someone that has funds on Celsius, I'm definitely feeling your same pain as well. I have funds on there as well. I reminded people to hopefully spread your risk amongst multiple platforms. I've also reminded people that if you have funds on any other lending platforms earning yield, it's probably a good time to take them off. Probably also a good time to remove your funds from any exchanges as well. Not your keys and not your coins. So we have not seen an update from actually Celsius in a while here. So there was a note that came out 11 days ago on June 19th. I hate to say it, but this level of communication is reminding me of back in 2018 when it came to the Ponzi schemes. BitConnect, USI Tech, the communication pretty much goes silent for a period of time. And the information that they do put out is basically not giving you any substance at all. So we haven't seen anything from Celsius. And then Scott here is someone who, he basically was like on the team at Celsius. I communicated with him. He dealt with like paying people to make videos. So most of all my income that came from Celsius came from the referral program. There was like 2 videos I believe that I did where they basically sent me sell tokens as a payment to make like a review video on Celsius. I did that twice. But the payout was nothing substantial. I think it was maybe 100 sell tokens one time, maybe 150 sell tokens another time. And that was when it was maybe between $2 and $3. So just want to kind of give you guys some transparency there. Scott really has been silent as well, not saying much. There is this update here from Zach, who I think I may have spoken to Zach a couple of times. Here's his update. Consistent with our previous messages, all Celsius employees, including our CEO, are focused and hard at work in an effort to stabilize liquidity and operations. To that end, any reports that the Celsius CEO has attempted to leave the US are false. Well, my guess that behind the scenes, it is pure chaos at Celsius. And that is why we are not hearing much of anything. I think there's this probably huge internal debate of to file bankruptcy or to not file bankruptcy. And so I haven't looked into the behind the scenes, the logistics of what that would mean for us users. I'm not really sure what the best option should be. What I do believe they should do is stop paying rewards. The Monday reward emails telling us that we've earned whatever amount of money are literally just another stab in the back. I mean, if they will not allow us to withdraw our funds, they should turn off rewards across the board. To me, that's like a no-brainer. I've seen other people, suggest that as well. It just doesn't make sense. So I do believe that they should allow us to withdraw something, whether they put a limit on the percentage or the amount. I was kind of going through a debate of what is more ethical, to let people withdraw, I don't know, $1,000 a week or a certain percentage of their portfolio, because it's obviously a huge imbalance for someone that has a few $1,000s on the platform versus someone who has millions and millions of dollars on the platform. There's just a lot to consider when kind of thinking of what the right solution would be. And we are completely in the dark of when it comes behind the scenes of what exactly Celsius has left. We know our last update was that their liquidation price was somewhere between $13,000 and $14,000. We have not heard lately of them adding any collateral to decrease the liquidation amount. So that's kind of where we're at there. I also wanted to share with you guys on my mom's Celsius account. So what happened there was they basically deactivated her account. And this was shortly, I believe, after they paused withdrawal. She had to submit a video basically to reactivate her account. And then they responded with this email saying, like, for your protection, And that was the part that really got me, because clearly they don't care about us if they're not letting us withdraw. So for your protection, we have turned on the HODL mode. And people, like, reflecting back, the HODL mode was a huge red flag, because even I myself did not turn on the HODL button, and it was activated on my account. And they basically responded to my mom, okay, your account's back open, but we've turned on the HODL mode for you, even though you have not requested it. And then she basically responded like, well, I never activated the HODL mode. And then she did recently get an email yesterday that they reversed that. So when it comes to Alex as well, we have not seen anything from Alex. For someone who is so vocal and so chatty on Twitter, wow, we have heard not anything from him since June 15th. Over 2 weeks since we have heard from Alex, the CEO of Celsius. So when it comes to the sentiment across the board, which I think is really something interesting to pay attention to, and to be honest with you, the sentiment that I have is based off of crypto Twitter, basically. In the very beginning, there was people trying to stay really positive, the camaraderie, really fueled by this Celsius short squeeze. So what can we see when it comes to the price of Celsius? So 60 cents is currently where the price is at. And then we saw a low about 53 cents that came in earlier this morning. So we kind of saw a 10 a.m. reversal across the crypto space as well as the stock market. And I told you guys that I was not interested in participating in this Celsius short squeeze. And I created an FTX account, and I didn't even see Celsius as a token option. I don't know if that's because I selected a US based account, but I didn't really look into it because I really wasn't that interested. But what we can see here is there are some people that have unfortunately been burned, possibly trying to participate in this Celsius short squeeze. So for example, you could have been purchasing anywhere between $1 and $2 and approximately 50 cents. And you have your, the encouragement was to put your sell orders at $100. And now you're sitting at a massive loss, down quite significantly. And that was one reason why I kind of was not interested. So down like 75%. So you could be down potentially 75% if you bought at the all-time high trying to participate in that Celsius short squeeze. The sentiment has declined dramatically. People are not talking about it as much. They're not encouraging it as much. It's like the steam that has been trying to get behind it has, I wouldn't say died out, but has declined significantly. So like I said, across the board, the sentiment is just getting, like, people are starting to realize that this is really not looking good at all. If we are able to withdraw 50% of our funds, I will be over the moon grateful. Okay. I think 50% at this point is like, wow, we got so lucky. Okay. And that's not really saying much. 50% of our funds, half of what we're getting half back, seems like a massive win, okay? I'm anticipating something more between 5 and 25%, and that even seems lucky there. This is the problem. I think that Celsius would have a better shot at being able to recover a higher percentage of our funds if we were headed into a bull run, okay? I don't think that's happening. So the entire market is so suppressed right now, and seeing them survive in this climate makes it even a more unlikely scenario, in my opinion. So as we can see here, the Celsius coin is, not really looking all that great. And so some people have been burned. Is there still the possibility that, the price runs up dramatically? Yes. Can I change my mind and participate in this short squeeze? Yes. Have I yet? No. I just didn't really have the feeling that it was the best idea. So let's go ahead and take a look at the price of Bitcoin, which is, going to drive, pretty much the entire market. So this right here is the daily chart, which failed to make a higher high, and that would have been a big, massive stretch. It was very unlikely the Bitcoin is going to make a higher high, which would have had to get above $31,000. I think we're going to see a ton of resistance right here in this range as this moving average starts to decline. Best case scenario, we hold the low that came in over here of $17,567. We hold that low. That gives us a little bit of hope to make a higher low and maybe a higher high if Bitcoin can get above the high of this candle right here, which is $21,866. But I'm still anticipating a lot of resistance over there. I have not bought back in yet because I don't feel like the time is right. I know that some people think I'm crazy, stupid, worst decision ever. I will be okay if my decision was wrong. Currently, at this moment, it was the right decision. I'm, decently well below my sell price. If I was even to buy back in now, I'd be able to accumulate more Satoshis. This right here is a 12-hour chart, which has made a lower low. This green 9, we have a possibility to make a little bit of a jump out of here. But overall, Bitcoin showing weakness after this drop, we're not seeing much. One of the main reasons why I was, feeling confident of selling my position was because of the price action that we got off of the low over here of 17,567. I wanted to see Bitcoin, go up 40, 30, 40, 50% in a short period of time. That did not happen. I did not like the price action coming off of that level. And that's why I anticipated more weakness in combination with the charts looking pretty bad. 4-hour chart is trending downwards and not looking good at all. This is a 1-hour chart here. We see a green 2 trading above a green 1. Maybe we see a nice little bounce, but a lot would still need to happen for Bitcoin to have a big momentum shift. And Bitcoin got brought down today by traditional markets. The 30-minute chart here is making an attempt to make a higher high, but time will tell. We still have some time left there. So interesting. Let's go and take a quick look at the 5-minute chart here just to see the short-term time frame. So this right here was like a 10 a.m. reversal, and Bitcoin shot off strong off of it. So if you look at Bitcoin and you line it up to SPY, very similar price action. This is a 5-minute chart, very similar, okay? As soon as SPY opened and gapped down, Bitcoin started trending downwards as well. And then right around 10 a.m., there was that 10 a.m. reversal. So you can see this right here is the 10 a.m. candle. And let's go ahead and see how much it jumped off of that. So approximately, let me go ahead and grab that really quick. Over about there. So SPY jumped about 1.5%, which is pretty good. And let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin and see what it did. Just massive, massive correlation here this morning. I was watching it live at, between 9:30 and about 10:30, and it was pretty interesting to see. So if you caught this 10 a.m. reversal, Bitcoin jumped just over 2.5%. So that was a nice jump there. I'm going to really quickly look at Ethereum and see what it's up to. This is a 5-minute chart looking very similar to Bitcoin, but I want to see more of the daily. A few days ago, we saw Ethereum kind of leading the way. This right here is a daily chart. I don't like this, but once again, we got to hold that level or it's going to get pretty rough after that. 4-hour chart trending downwards. We're seeing a lot of similarities here. We might want to keep a close eye on Ethereum because it could eventually start leading the way. So personally, I think that, I'm not ready to get back in. I think that for me, it's a time thing. And I think buying sometime September is probably going to make the most sense. Bitcoin's a patience game, and in any time that I've sold, if I was just patient enough, I was going to get a really great buying opportunity, but patience is the key here. So I want to know what you think about the Celsius situation. And one last thing, if you want to set yourself up for saving some taxes in the future, iTrust Capital is a great way to do that. Bitcoin IRA, and they also have other cryptocurrency options as well. What's cool about iTrust Capital is you can actually trade within your account and pay 0 taxes. It does not initiate a taxable event, which is awesome. The trading fees are 1%. It only takes $1,000 to get started, and you can contribute $6,000 or $7,000 annually, depending on your age. So that's a great option there. I'll go ahead and put a link down below if you want to get started with iTrust Capital. That is all that I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.